Coach, just like that isn't seems to be going on because batting, I mean, there's a lot of depth in the batting as well, but it isn't coming straight. I've made a lot of changes as well. It isn't playing, so probably the hardest year of the season, sort of, personally.
Yeah, it's been a little bit difficult. Again, today we looked to shore up the top, bringing Conway back, but we just lost too many wickets, so it was a tough watch. It's a score that's probably around par, just above, and that's been the nature of our tournament so far. We haven't been too far away with the ball, but just unable to chase it down. And yeah, it's a tough watch. We're certainly trying to get the combination right based on the quantity of runs we want at the top. We've had a dart with Tripathi with a bit of a licence, so we went back to looking for a little bit more solidity, but again, it didn't work. And it's only one game, but we'll just keep trying to get it right. Yeah.
For a while, Chennai struggled to score, chase 180 plus targets. I mean, this but does it cause worry because you have that depth last year of like build up back in the lot of it? Does it concern you?
Yeah. Whenever you're doing something well, it concerns me. That's the job. So we're looking to find that the formula that will get us over the line. I'm certainly well aware of that chasing stat. We are focusing still very hard on bowling wise to restrict teams below that, but we do need to be better with the bat. There's no doubt about it. We need to have one or two players in form, predominantly the top 3 or 4. And you look at the teams that are going well, you'll see that a majority of the runs are getting scored through the top 4. So we need a bit more production there, and that then allows the more power hitters or the players to finish off to come in at the right spots. We're having to introduce players just not quite at the right time, and we've got Dubé as well, who's close but just not quite getting the job done. So there or thereabouts, but sort of 6 to 20 to 15 run losses are annoying, yes.
Stephen, all of a sudden there are a lot of speculations about MS Dhoni's future in CSK, especially with his parents sitting there and watching. Would you like to put an end to that?
No, that's not my role to put an end to it. I have no idea. I'm just enjoying working with him still. He's still going strong. I don't even ask these days. You guys are the ones that ask. Yeah.
Yes, you.
Thanks.
Dhoni walked out to bat about 11th over. The required run rate was 12 runs. So you did not get that one big over from 11 to 17 or 18 maybe. So the required run rate was like 18, 19 at the end. So what was the reason? Like, was it damage limitation or taking it as deep and just?
No, the intent was that when he went out, a combination of they bowl well. I think the ball started to grip a little bit more. What we understood it was going to be good for the first half and then gradually get slower. So we were keen to bat and then take pace off the ball, and they did it really well. So the overs, Vijay Shankar struggled to get timing sort of all the way through his innings. But that period from 12 to 16 was difficult for all. It was tough to watch and certainly tough to be out there. So the game was just slipping away, and even with intent and different methods to do it, it was just too big a scale.
Team lagging to score in power play overs. Any reasons behind this?
3 down, which hurts. Seems to bowl well at us, but we just haven't really got underway, and that's different individuals at different times. So the question of Ruturaj, whether he goes back to open, will be one that we keep looking at. But the players that we had today, there's 2 quality international players that we put in to do that job. So we'll keep looking at that and make sure we are trying everything that we've got and training that way as well. But at the moment, it's only 4 games in, but at the moment we haven't got the run production that we want.
Teams batting second seem to be losing out. They have to change the approach or something. They seem to be in a rush to quickly get the score.
Yeah. We would have batted first today, but we lost the toss, so that made it tough. You can't just go out and bat if we lose the toss. We would have loved to have bat, but it's a good point. It's a good point. We're not chasing well. We are succumbing to pressure. We're not getting partnerships at the top. So whenever you're chasing, ideally you get a good start at the top, and then you're able to maintain the run rate that's close enough, or get in a position where your power hitters can come out and finish. So we're a little bit behind the game after average power plays.
Like when Dubé hit a 6 and I get the next ball, there's no need to go for take a single, something like that.
Yeah. No, I'll pass it on.
You, sir.
You spoke about sort of reinfusing players, and how do you sort of deal with this combination? Because in the first match,
Sorry, mate, I just missed the first bit.
You spoke about the balance of the team. Rachin started particularly well in the first game on a difficult pitch, and Overton in that little cameo, he actually looked pretty good. So, I mean, there have been patches of play which it looked good, but how do you sort of put it together and arrive at the right balance? Because you've sort of used about 70 players, I guess. So, how do you sort of arrive at the combination?
Yeah, that is the conundrum at the moment. To get more solidity at the top, we have to remove obviously an overseas player. So we're grappling just with the combination that we need. When it doesn't go right, you pore over it and analyse that, see if it was the right call. We felt that our batting in the power plays had been below par, and going too hard was probably not the way, particularly on our wicket, which is a little bit tricky. So we're looking just to settle that with guys that have been in good form and have done it before. So that's the theory behind that, and that's one we'll possibly continue with. But it just comes down to run production. You can have all the tactics you like, but if you've got a couple of players in form, they can cover for others. But at the moment, we're just not quite getting the big individual scores we need so that the cameos can do their part. We're getting starts, but not quite enough.
Last two, you sir.
Sir, in this season, all teams using young guns. Will CSK follow the same format?
Can you read that again? Sorry?
In IPL 2025,
Yeah.
all the teams using young guns, young players like uncapped players, they are doing very well. Will CSK do the same pattern?
Yeah, KL Rahul's not that young, and he played the match-winning innings today. He was very good. So again, I'm a fan of experience. Big players traditionally will stand up during the tournament, and when they do that, younger players can play the cameos. We've backed experience over the years, and it's done us pretty well. It's not we don't like young players, but we like consistency and the ability to problem solve, and more experienced players tend to be able to do that more often. If you look at the games that have been played so far, there's usually a pretty steady hand with bat or ball that's providing the leadership, and the young players are doing bits and pieces here and there, which is good.
Last one.
Coach, just not for the game, after the previous game, one of the YouTube shows went on criticize some of the performance of your players on Ashwin's YouTube channel.
Who did, sorry?
On Ashwin's YouTube channel, one of the panelists criticized
In what?
your players.
In what? I can't hear you,
On
sorry.
Ashwin's YouTube channel.
Ashwin has a YouTube channel.
Yep.
Over there, one of the guests criticized other CSK players, and the video was taken down. So does it sort of create a little bit of?
Mate, I have no idea. I'm not. I don't even know you had a channel, so I don't follow that stuff. That's irrelevant. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're the guys that are important.
Overall incredible performance. What do you attribute the team's good show today? And I want to know about your leg spin on the ground. You really bowled really well. You picked up the
Can I take one at a time?
Two questions.
So the first one being, I thought we read the game well, we read the surface well, we read the conditions that were dished out to us, and I thought as a side, someone like Rahul was very mature at the top, kept one end going, and around him we had a lot many guys who played a bit more aggressive, be it Abhishek, be it Samir, be it Stubbs, and in general I thought the score that we posted was a good score to defend on this pitch.
Spinner, he bowled really well. I mean, he wasn't scared. Who's batting at the other end? A lot of confidence here. So you really wanted his confidence?
He is somebody we've scouted in the last 6-8 months prior to the auction, and we believe that he's somebody who will go on to be a good player in time. He's already doing very well, but I think there's a massive upside to him. He's going to be even better in time, and you will get to hear of his prowess not just with the ball but also the bat. He's already done that with the bat once, but I genuinely feel that he will do it more often.
Hi coach, you briefly touched upon Rahul's approach. He didn't allow Noor actually to bowl his 4 overs and took him out of the attack. He committed to this plan of sweeping, and then it just came off pretty well. Could you just talk about how Rahul committed to his approach and how it worked out well?
I think in all fairness, you'll have to ask Rahul that. I think what we have spoken as a side is not to settle or not to let any bowler settle. Now, a certain batter will have their own game plan, and as you mentioned, Rahul was clear enough that he was not going to let Noor settle down because he felt that Noor was somebody who was a crucial bowler for CSK, and he wanted to make sure that once you put the opposition's best bowler down, it becomes difficult for oppositions to keep coming back after that, and I thought he did that well.
Sir, நீங்க ஹெட் கோச் வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் டெல்லி டீம் வந்து இந்த சீசன் நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு. பேக் டு பேக் 3 வின் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. எப்படி பாக்குறீங்க? அடுத்து நெக்ஸ்ட் எப்படி இந்த சீசன் எப்படி போகுது?
மூணு மேட்ச் தாங்க ஆயிருக்கு, நிறைய மேட்சஸ் பாக்கி இருக்குங்க. நான் இன்னும் ஒரு 11 மேட்சஸ் பாக்கி இருக்கு. We are talking of another 6 weeks of cricket. So yes, we are happy as a side to take the 3 wins. ஆனால் அதே சமயத்தில் எங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் இன்னும் நிறைய கிரிக்கெட் பாக்கி இருக்குது. நானும் ஒரு கிரிக்கெட்டர் இருந்திருக்கேன் அண்ட் நிறையா அப்ஸ் அண்ட் டவுன்ஸும் பார்த்துருக்கேன் லைஃப்பில். ஸோ இது வந்து 3 மேட்ச் ஜெயிச்சாச்சு அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு என்ன சொல்கிறது ஒரு எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட்லாம் கிடையாது. We are still humble and grounded. We want to keep playing good cricket.
Just explain about Kale Walker, like, he started off in middle order today, just opening. It's not a very easy thing to just shuffle, but he has shown a lot of class in repeatedly to face the country.
He is somebody who's been around long enough to understand the need of the hour. He's opened for India, he's opened in Test cricket recently for India. He's batted at 4-5 in the recently concluded Champions Trophy. And he's somebody who can play spin well, who can play pace well. So I genuinely don't think it's difficult for someone of his caliber. If I had to make someone else do that, then I completely get your point that it's not easy for a batter to shift. But I think he's got the caliber, he's got the mindset, he's got the understanding of the game to go up the order or bat at number 4.
I just want to know, like, when you have conversations like that with him, like, how does it happen? Like, I mean, you just said, like, it's very easy.
Straightforward conversation just at about 11 o'clock this morning when we found out that Faf could be 50-50. And I had a chat with him saying, Kale, this is an option that we're looking at. How open are you? He said, happy coach, I'm happy to go up the order. It's as easy, as seamless as that.
After all, did you have a target in mind that will take Chennai out of the league?
So the conversations that we are having in the dressing room these days is that we're not looking at a number. We're looking at no ceiling as such, as in, okay, this surface is a 160 surface or a 180 surface or a 140 surface. We are assessing the game every 2 overs, and there's conversations that are flowing back and forth from the dressing room to the middle and vice versa. So there was no conversation as such that, okay, it will be a 150 surface or a 190 surface or a 220 surface. It's more an assessment that is done at a very, very short span, which is as short as 2 overs.
சென்னை வரப்ப என்ன பிளானோட வந்தீங்க சார்? உங்க பிளான் ஒர்க் ஆச்சா?
இந்த பிளான் எல்லாம் சொல்ல முடியாதுங்க, நீங்கள் வேறு இதெல்லாம் கேட்குறது நியாயமே கிடையாது. How can I give you my plans out?
கூட நல்லா ரன் அடிக்க விட்டாரு.
அது நீங்கள் கீழே தான் கேட்கணும்.
தோனி 11th ஓவரில் பேட்டிங் வரப்போ உங்களோட மைண்ட் செட் என்னவா இருந்துச்சு? உங்களோட அவுட்
இப்போ ஒரு பேட்டரை நாங்கள் எப்படி பார்ப்போம், அதே மாதிரி தான் அவரையும் நாங்கள் பார்த்துருக்கோம். எல்லா பேட்டர்ஸுக்கும் நாங்கள் வந்து ஒரு பிளானை போடுவோம், ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி வச்சு வி ட்ரை டு எக்ஸிக்யூட் இட். கிட்டத்தட்ட அதே தாங்க, அவருக்கும் அதே தாங்க. We chased 2 games in Vizag. Yeah, but we chased 2 in Vizag. We chased 2 in Vizag.
Chasing is becoming difficult.
I'm saying, I'm just telling you that we chased in Vizag and won 2 games, which is exactly opposite of what you just asked me.
But in this IPL, when
I don't know the track record. Honestly speaking, I don't know what's happening with the IPL.
You're the first player from Tamil Nadu to become the head coach of an IPL franchise. How challenging it is for someone from Tamil Nadu to become a head coach? We have seen a lot of coaches being part of support staff. So talk about your journey and how challenging it is for them.
I think my journey should be a conversation for some other day. I think it's more the case where it's about DC and CSK. But just in a nutshell, that I think I have been in coaching for a while. It's been about 8-10 years that I put in the hard yards, and I've put in the hard yards of plying my trade from TNPL, where I'm looking at working with, I would say, semi-professional players, some looking to make the mark at state level, then to go on to do the LPL, then to go on to do the SA20, then the ILT20. So I've gradually gone up the ranks, and I think all my learnings are of what I picked up in the last 8-10 years. And I'm glad that JMR and JSW and DC gave me this opportunity to be at the top of things at DC, and I'm enjoying it so far.
We'll take one last.
Following up on what you asked about Kale, prior to Harry Group pulling out of the tournament, was it always a plan to open with Kale, and did Group pulling out shift your plans, or how was it?
I think if you see our side, we've got batters who give us multiple options. Like Abhishek can bat in the middle, Kale can bat in the middle, Faf, if required, can also bat in the middle. Aksar also bats in the middle. Karun can also bat at the top and also bat in the middle. So we consciously try to pick a side in the auction where we can have batters who can bat in different positions. So if you look at our side, apart from maybe 3-4 batters who are primarily batters who are at a fixed position, a lot of them are guys who can bat anywhere. So that was a conscious call that was taken at the auction, and after the side was picked is when we said this is how we want to structure the side.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.